Hey, are you an entrepreneur out there that's really trying to get clear on how to take the next steps in your business? Maybe you've got a great idea, or maybe you've got a great strategy, but you're struggling with what steps to take forward. Do you have a business that maybe you're struggling with creating six figures in it? Maybe your business isn't producing enough income for you to leave your 9 to 5 and be able to do it full time, and that is your dream. Well, you're in luck. I've thought about you because we wanted to provide more value to people that were looking to create their first ever six-figure business. So we released the Six Figure Academy, and the Academy is a 10-week long cohort where you're going to go through every single week specific strategies to help you take your business to the next level. It doesn't matter if you're a starting out entrepreneur and you've got an idea, or you may be a serial entrepreneur but have struggled with really finding lasting success in your business. If you'd like to connect with this academy, feel free to join us. Take a look at our website at www.6figacademy.com. That's right, www.6figacademy.com. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. What is going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to yet again another episode of the Pivot Mindset Podcast. My name is Justin. I am your host, and I'm super excited to have you joining with me for another week. We are, I believe, on episode 21. Crazy to think that we just started this thing not too long ago, and we've already put in 20 plus episodes in our bag. So this episode, we're going to dive right in. I want to talk about how to get what you want out of life. How to get what you want out of life. So many of us have intentions that may not be met when it comes to the life that we want. This whole podcast around pivoting and living a pivoted life and what it is to create the kind of life that you want and making the shifts, making the adjustments. A big part of making those shifts is making the shift to start being exact and intentional about what you want. In order to get what you want out of life, you simply have to ask for it. I've realized so many of us go through life with this weird relationship with what we want out of life. We don't like to tell anyone what we want, and we rarely do, if we do, in any detail. We rarely get clear on the thing that we actually want out of life with any detail or specificity. It's almost like this awkward relationship that you have with what you actually want. It's like you're trying to date what you want in a weird, obscure way. It's almost like in school when you would have a girl that you would want to pursue, or some girl you thought was fine, and maybe you didn't want to like show that you liked her, but you would try to do it in subliminal ways, and you would try to maybe look at her or wink at her, or maybe you did something to suggest that maybe you were interested in her. That's how a lot of us take the kind of life that we want. A lot of us look at the life that we want just like that scenario. Is we try to go about it in some weird, obscure way instead of hitting it dead on and head on and being specific with the kind of thing that we want. I was watching a speech from Tony Robbins, and he said, life will pay you whatever price you ask of it. And it jumped off the page for me because it rang so true for me that I've seen in my life that when I was actually asking what I want out of life, that life just made a way to pay me whatever price I've asked of it. And how to get what you want out of life is to begin to start asking what you want out of life. So let's first start with some of the reasons why people don't actually ask for the things that they want out of life. I believe many people, and I have been here and many times, is not clear on exactly what they actually want out of life. They're not clear on their purpose. They're not clear on their destiny and why they're placed on earth and what they want to do with the life that they have. And so if you're not clear in those areas, it can be extremely challenging to ask for anything, right? Because you don't even know where to start. You're not even sure what the first steps are, or even if you're asking for the right things. So one of the most important aspects of this is truly determining what it is you're here for, what your purpose is, what you were placed on earth for, and what you're planning to do with those things. This episode is sponsored by Andy and Kelsey Wozniak from eXp Realty. Andy and Kelsey are your trusted go-to Northeast Ohio agents for all of your real estate needs. On top of being amazing realtors, they are true leaders in the industry. They have done 20 plus million in real estate transactions over the last couple of years, or 60 to 70 transactions per year, which is next level. So if you're a realtor or have ever considered becoming one, these are the people you want to rock with. These are the ones you want to reach out to. They're building something truly special and doing it by helping other agents grow their businesses alongside them. I have personally done business with Kelsey and Andy. They are my realtors. We've worked together over the last 5 years, and they are true professionals who are perfecting their crafts as well as giving back to others. For my listeners who are thinking of buying or selling, Kelsey and Andy are offering to give you $1,000 off your listing fee or $500 paid towards your closing costs, which is amazing. On top of that, if you're a realtor, Kelsey is offering a free discovery call to help you grow your business to a new level. Call Kelsey today at 330-690-0255 or follow them on Facebook under Life with Waz, LIFEWITHWOZ, Life with Waz, for more information and to take advantage of these great offers. But if we're honest with ourselves, how many of us have truly asked life what we want? Right? Like in one thing begots the other. It's hard to ask for what you want out of life if you don't actually know what it is. And it's hard to know what it is you actually want if you can't determine what your true purpose and intention for being on this planet is. So when we are not clear on our purpose, it affects every aspect of our lives. Because the moment that you can get clear on why you're here is the moment that you begin living that kind of life. The moment that you can get clear on living out your destiny, living out your promise, is the moment that you can begin making concessions for life bringing you what it is exactly that you want. And so how many of us have truly asked life of a certain price? And here's the kicker, is that no matter what you intentionally have asked life for, life is giving you it's giving you what you've asked. Now, often we don't understand it this way, but whatever you have in life is what you've asked from it. And if you only look at life as a thing that gives you what you need to just get by, that's exactly what life is going to bring for you. That's exactly how people are going to show up in your life. That's exactly how God is going to show up in your life. If you've only asked God, if you've only really set intention on getting the bare minimums, and that's how you look at your life, that's exactly the kind of life that you're going to get. Like we do not have this pleasure of just getting things that we think in our minds. If any of you have, had especially like a spouse relationship, married, dated, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc., one of the hardest things is to, especially for guys, because I think women typically want this, but one of the hardest things for guys is to read a woman's mind, right? It's like you're supposed to know what I'm thinking and you're supposed to know what I want, right? That's one of the hardest challenges for guys. But the truth is, right, if you want a thing, you should ask of it. Like if there's something specific that you want, how would it change your results if you were specific with that thing that you wanted? And so life will truly give you whatever price you ask of it. Life will truly show up for you in ways if you start setting a certain standard for your life. And so I want you to get something out of this podcast today. And I want you to leave with the realization that it's not that you don't have it because of anything outside of what you didn't ask for. The scripture that says you have not because you ask not. And if you're real with yourself, if you're real with your intention, if you're real with how you've shown up in life and how you've shown up with really getting the kind of life that you want, have you been specific on what you've asked for? When it comes to the job that you're at, and do you just hate your job because you hate it? Or have you asked for whatever it is that will keep you satisfied in your job? Is it more pay? Is it more flexibility? Is it a different shift, right? Like we often just think that life will just give us what we want without asking for it. And I want you to start getting in the pattern and the habit to asking life of bigger and better things. And when I say life, this is really people, right? Because everything that's going to happen for you, everything that's going to happen to you is going to come by a way of a person. Every dollar that you're going to make is going to come from another person. Every opportunity that you're going to take advantage of is going to come by a person. So everything that you're going to do in your life is going to come by way of people. And so how do you start asking people for the life that you want? How do you start putting yourself in a position to ask for the things that you want? You don't have a promotion because you never asked of it. You may not have a spouse because you've never asked for one. Your business isn't where you want it to be because you never asked anything specific to see in your business. And so this world and the people around you cannot read your mind. So if you want to get that thing, if you want to like accomplish and create a kind of lifestyle that you really want, you have to let your intentions be heard loud and clear. Because truly everything you want is going to come by a way of a person. And I believe that this world rewards people who know what they want. People who are detailed, people who are specific about what they want. This world just rewards you in unfathomable ways. Everything in my life that I've been able to accomplish have primarily things that, especially were outside of my comfort zone, were things based on me asking for them. For example, I am a coach, and I help and support people create the kind of businesses as well as the kind of mindset that they want. And I could do this job or business for free. Like I'm extremely passionate about it. It's a way that I serve. It's the way for me that I believe that I was placed on earth to do, or it's a thing that I was placed on earth to do. And so because of that, I find great joy in it. I find great honor and privilege to do what it is that I get the chance to do. I tell people all the time that I get to live my dream when it comes to coaching and helping and supporting people accomplish theirs. That's my dream, to help and support other people. My dream is to be known for what I gave and not just what I accumulated. How do I help other people accomplish what they want? But a part of that process is when clients begin working with me early on, before they commit to working, I have to ask them to invest in themselves. I don't just do this business for free, but there is an investment that clients have to make in themselves before we move forward with the actual thing that I want. And if I'm honest, life in this business has given me whatever price I've asked of it. I have not gotten a no at any price that I've asked a client for. And so it's not about a sales tactics or strategies, or it's not convincing people, or it's not like this me putting somebody's arms behind their back, but it's about truly understanding how I can help them, how I can support them in their goals and their dreams. But in addition to that, it's me asking them what I want, like what I see their investment has to be in order for them to get the kind of results, in order to get me to show up for them like they need me to show up. So I ask them for what I want. Now, the thing is, all of them would probably like to pay less. I'll be honest, right? Like we always want to pay less, right? It doesn't matter what it is that we do. If we could get it for cheaper, the same thing, we would typically try to do so. But what I also realize, right, is that no one also is going to get me what I want. No one is just going to naturally say, hey, no, you're charging too little. Let me give you a lot more for that. But if I make my request and if I ask them what I want and they want that service or they want that thing, if it's important to them and if it's something that means a lot to them, they're going to exchange what they have for what I have. And for that, there's a monetary exchange to accomplish that. And so I get to name my price in my business, and I get to name my price in my life. Life is not going to just give you what you want. You have to name your price. You have to name the thing that you want. And a part of this, my coach, the person that I have invested in myself with to help me grow mindset-wise and in my business, he recently pushed me to start making bold proposals is what the theme is. And for us, what bold proposals is it's things that, like asking people things that really make you uncomfortable. Asking people for things that really move the needle for you. And really the goal is to stop playing small. The goal is to really begin to play at a much larger, bigger level. And in order to do that, we often have to make bold proposals. We often have to get outside of what's comfortable for us and ask people of things that may not even be comfortable, or we may not feel qualified or quote unquote worthy of, right? And all of this stuff is limiting beliefs. And even creating and thinking about a bold proposal brings up and stirs up limiting beliefs. What do we mean by bold proposal? A bold proposal could be heading or reaching out to a local news station, or it could be getting on the radio, or it could be asking a CEO or a high level person that maybe you are like not connected with for an appointment or for a meeting to talk about something. It could be meeting with your mayor. It could be, anything that may be uncomfortable for you, but that becomes a bold proposal. A bold proposal for you could be approaching your job and telling them that you want to double your income, right? Or, whatever, right? Like, how do you make these bold proposals? And it puts you in this mindset that truly what begins to happen is it begins to stir up all these limiting beliefs when you make these bold proposals. But what you realize is that you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. And what may happen is you actually may have success with some of these bold proposals. And because all of these proposals will be so bold and so big that even if you land one, it'll change your life. And so yesterday, I was just making all kinds of bold proposals. I was sending people emails. I was reaching out to people. I was texting people. I was sending DMs because I was making bold proposals because I wanted to stop playing small. And I knew that in order to stop playing small, I had to begin asking life the price that I wanted. I had to begin asking life the thing that I wanted from it. And what I mean by life, I mean people. I had to start asking people what I want from them. There's so many relationships that have been forged in my life when I was just detailed and I say, hey man, can you help me with this? Instead of just expecting that they knew what my weakness was and they knew the area that I would want to get help in, people are not thinking of you in that way. Most people want to help and support you as much as possible, but they do not know what you want until you tell them. And so another example of this is I, not too long ago, got off the call with a coach, or I had a coaching session with a client of mine. And I let her know to inspire her on bold proposals and giving her that same push to start thinking of bold proposals and ways that they can boldly change their lives and really stretch the limits of possibility. And I told her a part of my bold proposal was to be featured on the news. I want to get on the news and I want to talk about how this business, what I do, is changing people's lives. And she said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I actually have a contact of the producers of our very large local news station. And it snapped again. It like hit me like, whoa, when you just get in the habit of telling people what you want, the world and people around you begin to adjust. And not only do they begin to adjust, but they begin to make concessions for the life that you want. They begin to find ways to help and support you with that. Now, this is for people that you've supported and you served. Like I genuinely believe that most people just want to be good people, and most people just want to help you accomplish whatever it is they can, especially if there's some contact or some way that they can help you get there. And if you've shown up as a good person, and if you helped other people accomplish what they've wanted, and you poured into other people, and you've been a good person, I believe that when you make your request be known, that people will begin conspiring about ways to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. But for example, she would have never told me that she had a producer contact at the news station that I want to get featured on if I never mentioned to her that I wanted to get featured on a news station. She would have never known. So how many dreams of yours are pent up in you because you aren't telling people? How many ambitious desires do you have that are laying dormant because you have yet to tell people that it's something that you're interested in doing? Because I truly believe that somebody that has your blessing, that somebody that can take you to the next level and help you get there, there is a contact that is in someone else's phone that you're connected to. We're always only 1 or 2 levels of influence away from key people that could significantly change our lives. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm 1 to 2 contacts away from being able to get connected with any single one person on the face of this planet. 1 to 2 contacts away. I know somebody that knows that person. And so I need you to start communicating what you want out of life. I need you to start communicating this with the people that are around you. I need you to start communicating this with yourself, getting clear on your vision, getting clear on the thing, and being detailed and specific about asking what it is you want out of life. No longer can we just think that things are just going to come to us and that things are just going to show up on our front door without us ordering it, right? Amazon doesn't ship me a package unless I request it. Amazon doesn't just say, hey, I know exactly what you want and what you were thinking, and I'm just going to send it to your front door. That's not how Amazon works, and that's not how life works. If you want something out of your life, if you want to accomplish something significant, you have to be the kind of person that can attract it and go out and ask for it. You have to be the kind of person that thing wants and go out and do it. And so I'm pushing you in this episode to get outside of yourself, to get past your limiting beliefs, to start making bold proposals and start taking your life to the next level, because there are people out there all around you that want to serve and bless you, that are looking for ways to serve you, that are looking for ways to support you in your business, that are looking for ways to support you from a relationship perspective. But if you do not let your request be known, they cannot fill it. People are looking to help you. And so I'm going to push you to help yourself in this episode. Start asking life, and I promise you that life will pay you whatever price you ask of it. That's all I've got for you in this episode. Thank you for rocking with us again. Remember, continue to give this podcast a rating and review. It really, really helps us out with the algorithm. It helps us get the messaging out. And remember, life is all about the pivots. And those who decide to make the pivots decide to become successful. Peace.